Hi everyone! We are Carla Carnero and Itzayana Lopez. Today we're gonna learn about benzalkonium chlorine, BAC. The BAC is an organic salt which is part of a kind of compounds known as quaternary ammonium compound. It has several uses. Thanks to its cationic properties, it's a great surfactant which makes it ideal to use as detergent. The second use is a phase transfer agent which makes it really good to use in organic compounds like polymers. Its main use is a biocide that makes it really good preservative and antimicrobial agent. But this not only kills microorganisms, it also inhibits its growth. That is why it's used in antiseptic creams, hand wipes, anti-itch ointments, and the cosmetic industry. Those properties are used for personal care products like rash cream, free odor powder, cleanser, makeup, and sunscreens. It has a nitrogen atom at the center, which is surrounded by two methyl groups and a methylbenzene group, and more importantly, an alkyl group, which can be between 16 and 18. The fact that it's surrounded by these radicals gives the nitrogen a positive charge which allows it to interact with all the kind of solvents such as water, and the fact that it has the alkane group also allows it to interact with compounds that are hydrophobic. BAC is not usually consumed, however, when it is. It has been found that concentration in blood vessels and tissues are higher in animals that inhale it instead of inhaling it. When it is inhaled, the concentration is lower. Although there are not many studies about this, most likely it's probably absorbed and it is excreted on feces after being consumed. In the biochemical level, to the cationic surfactant properties of BAC can produce DNA damage in the rats at levels of 1 mg per liter. And the microorganisms, it destroys their lipid bilayer. It can dissipate proton model force and interference with the membrane bound enzymes causing cellular destruction. The eye drops, air drops, and nasal sprays has BAC that is produced in humans and monkeys, eye irritation, ototoxicity, and nasal damage like axillary beads stasis. But what happens in humans? If it's consumed orally on a level of 266 mg per kilogram, it can cause hallucinations, hysteria, and distorted perceptions. Okay, Soraya, I think you drank a lot of benzalkonium chloride. At the gastrointestinal levels, can cause change in the structure or function of the esophagus, intestinal hypermotility, and diarrhea. At the reproductive level, this substance is not associated with a toxicity in humans. But, however, in rabbits and rats, it can produce damage if it's applied intravaginal because it causes placental alterations.
75% of quaternary ammonium compounds, such as BAC, that are used annually are released into wastewater treatment plants. The rest is directly discharged into the environment. BAC is biodegradable in aerobic conditions. However, it's also highly absorptive onto negatively charged biomass, sediments, clay, and different minerals such as halides, sulfides, sulfate, and oxides. For that reason, BAC can contaminate the environment through municipal biosolids and agricultural waste. It can also cause toxicity in fish and mice, and it can also. How does it do that? because it has assorted properties when it goes into biomass. It eventually can be eaten by herbivores and plant-eating animals to enter the food chain. The concentration of BXC are quite variable. It can go from high levels. While back effect in animals and humans is not that well documented outside rabbits and rats. The effect on bacteria is more interesting. In this case, in Pseudomonas aeruginosa, it can cause you cellular lysis by the mechanisms previously settled. The extrusion of lipid bilayer, dissipation of proton motile force, and interference with membrane bound enzymes that give us decrease in bacterial growth, decrease of bacterial population, and unfortunately, a selection of QAC-resistant bacteria. How did it do that? With three main mechanisms. The first one is the increase of number of phospholipids and fiery neutral lipids on the cell wall, making thicker and harder for the compounds to penetrate. The soluble and the ones that do manage to penetrate it are pumped out by efflux pumps. Of course, there is the main mechanism, which is the degradation of BAC. It is done by several ways. One is the hydroxylation of carbon of the alkyl group next to nitrogen, the cleavage of the alkyl nitrogen bonds, the formation of aldehyd from the alkyd end through beta oxidation, and of course the formation of a tertiary amine, which is known as BDMA, that gives two products, dimethylamine and benzoic acid, which are degraded.
Adiós, gracias.